Alright guys, starting something brand new today called conic sections. And there are three conic sections we're going to look at, but the first one is a parabola. Everything you want to know about parabolas and then a whole lot more. So let's check it out. Alright, they're called conic sections because they're all parts of cones. Today we're going to start with the parabola, which is right here, obviously, right there. And you can see how you slide a plane through a cone and it makes a parabola shape. Later we're going to do circles, ellipses, hyperbolas, but today, the parabola. Alright, that's what a parabola looks like. A couple things you've never seen before. When you've done parabolas before, like in Algebra 2, Algebra 1, whatever, you found the vertex, if it opened up or down, maybe how wide it was. But now we're going to add a couple things. We're going to have something called the focus, which is a point that's inside the parabola, and the directrix, which is a line that is outside the parabola. Now, one big relationship here to notice right off the bat. I'm going to say this over and over again. The vertex is halfway between the focus and the directrix. It's halfway between. Always halfway between. One more time. The vertex is halfway between the focus and directrix, if you didn't get that. All right, another big thing. Right here it says they're equal distances. We're going to call the distance P. P is how far it is from the vertex to the focus. It's also how far it is from the vertex to the directrix. They're both P away. All right, so we're going to use the letter P for the distance from the focus to the directrix. Sorry, from the vertex to the focus and the vertex to the directrix. I hope I said that right the whole time. All right, here's our two standard equations. We could have x squared. If you see x squared, that means the parabola is open up or down. If you see y squared, the parabola is open right or left. Notice where the P is. It's a 4P. It's always 4P y or 4P x. And again, the P represents how far it is from the vertex to the directrix or the vertex to the focus. That's what P represents, and the 4P goes on the side of the equation that is not squared. Again, the 4P goes on the side of the equation that is not squared. All right, here we go. Find the vertex, focus, and the directrix of the parabola y equals 1/12 x squared, then graph the parabola. Now, first thing I know is draw at the top. That's my 4P, but it's on the wrong side. Remember, 4P needs to be on the side that is not squared. That was on the last slide. So what I'm going to do first is multiply both these sides by 12. And if I do that, I get 12y equals x squared. All right, good to go there. The vertex of that parabola, unless there's parentheses, the vertex is going to be 0, 0, pretty much most of your day tomorrow. Vertex is 0, 0. That 12 right there represents 4P. Okay, if 4P is 12, that means P is 3. Now don't forget what 3 is. The P is 3. P is how far it is from the vertex to the focus. So if we graph that parabola, the vertex is at 0, 0, which is right here. Because it's a positive 12 and because it's x squared, it's going to open up. It's going to do like this. And the focus is going to be right here inside, that far away from the vertex. 3 away, which means the focus is at 0, 3. That's all you got to do to find the focus. Now to find the directrix, remember the vertex is halfway between the two. The directrix would be 3 below that. There's the directrix. And because it's a horizontal line, the directrix is y equals -3. Again, the vertex is right smack in the middle of the two. The 4P needs to be on the side that is not squared. Two ways you can look at it. You can remember it this way. If the x is squared, it opens up or down. Or we look for the 4P. Wherever the 4P is tells you how it opens. This one was with the y, so it opens like the y-axis, okay, up or down. So vertex 0, 0. Let's look at another one. All right, this one's going backwards. Find an equation of the parabola with vertex 0, 0 and focus 3, 0. I think that's what we just saw, but let's try it anyway. The best thing to do is just draw a rough sketch. The vertex is 0, 0, which would be right here. The focus is 3, 0. Oops, it's right there. So this one, because the focus has to be inside, the parabola is going to open sideways. Now, because it opens sideways, the 4P is in front of the x, and we have a y squared. Now, to think about how you know it opens sideways or where the 4P goes, the 4P goes on the side that is not squared. The 4P also tells you how it opens. Because it is x, with the x, it's going to open like the x-axis to the right. Now, because it opens to the right, I know for a fact that 4P's got to be positive. And think about what P means. P is how far from the vertex to the focus. How far is it? It's 3. So over here, I really have 4 times 3x equals y squared. So my equation is just y squared equals 12x. all there is to it. Guys, I hope this is making some sense. It's not that difficult of stuff, just new, just different. All right, last slide. Find the vertex, focus, and directrix of that monster. Okay, now, occasionally, you're going to have to make it look like it's supposed to. And when you have all kinds of stuff like that, we're going to put the y's together and everything else on the other side. So I'm going to take the 8x over and the 31 over. Notice I left space. I need, if you have variables, an extra variable like we have a y, before the ones we did, we didn't have the plus 31, we didn't have the 2y, we just had a y squared and an x, and that was all. The standard form of a parabola looks like this. Technically, on this one, it would look like y minus k squared, 4p x minus h. That's kind of where we're going, and I know this is new to you guys, kind of, but the h and k represents the vertex. Okay, so I'm going to make my equation down here look like the one up there, which means I need the y to be squared. So I'm going to complete the square. I'm going to take out the middle, which is 2, square it, and add it to both sides. Don't forget to add it to both sides. So my left-hand side then just becomes y minus 1 squared. My right-hand side becomes 8x plus 32, which is very convenient because it gives me this. I can factor out that 8, and I get x plus 4. Now watch what I do here. The vertex is always the opposite of what's inside your parentheses, so my vertex is negative 4, 1. I'm going to go ahead and come over here to the side because it's going to make it a lot easier to figure out my next two answers for the focus and directrix if I can look at the picture. So my vertex is negative 4, 1, which is right there. Because the 4p is with the x, it's going to open like the x-axis does, which is sideways. It's going to open just like this from negative 4, 1. The 8 represents 4p. 4p is 8, which means p is 2. Don't forget what p means. P is how far it is from the vertex to the focus. The focus is inside, it's 2 away, so it's right there. If I go 2 away from negative 4, it puts me at negative 2, 1. So that's my focus. The directrix is going to be 2 this way, 2 behind the vertex. So the directrix is going to be x, but it's going to be x equals this time because it's going up and down, it's going through the x-axis. X equals negative 6. So there's my 3 answers right there. The graph really helps to find those answers. And that's just completing the square. That may be the toughest one we're doing today, but hopefully that wasn't so bad. We will work on this in class, like we do. And I will see you tomorrow. Can't wait. It'll be fun.